Good morning. Well, you know, what can I say about the Euros that I haven't already said? It is trading in a band. I mean, you can see that quite clearly. The thing I find interesting is if you try and, I say squishle, but I don't mean it. Okay. You see where I connected those two lows? It automatically picked up that low there. But look, it was just in front of the 61.8 at 11.86. Now, we say always, you know, a 61.8, they near enough always hold. And that's why they're called the golden ratio. Now, you can see the weekly pivot, that's coming in at 12.99, so it's still around that 1300. You can see the monthly is at 113.44. Again, we were above it last week, but we closed down below it. We've got this weekly moving average, the 200-day, and that has just been astounding. That's coming in today at 113.10. So you've got to be aware of all these big levels around this 113, 1280 area. Now, so far they are holding, which is putting us in a sideways stepping pattern. And this is what markets do. You know, when we looked here and saw the inverted head and shoulder pattern, that was a very good chance for the market to break 118 and keep going higher. Well, it didn't. It broke lower. But all this glut of support around these lower levels is just keeping us stuck at the moment. But what this sticking has done, it's unwound the severe oversold conditions on the weekly charts. You can see the RSI is neutral. You can see the rate of change is coming up towards the zero line. It's not quite there yet, we're at 170. But they're coming up off the floor. So there is scope for this to move higher on the weekly chart. But let's just pop across and have a look and see what it's doing on the daily. Now you've still got your levels, but this has been what we've been up against all for the last 2 to 3 weeks. Now look, we did break my little tiny line. I'll keep that one in. But this one we've already broken. And as yet, we haven't gone above it. Now, these still point lower, okay? That's hedging its bets, but actually is below the zero line. And your RSI is neutral. So now, as we broke and closed Friday below this trend line, I have to say, if I was a betting person, I would prefer at this moment to be short of the euro rather than long, because you're going to know very, very quickly if you're wrong. Because if we start to come back up above this line, and you can see it there, and that's coming in around about 113.20, no surprise there then. So we can be short as we are below the daily pivot. We're just above the daily pivot, but we're right on that line of where we've been. You know, we've had a high this morning of 12.94, so we've virtually been there. Now, as long as we can hold that line coming in here, right, as long as we can hold that, we'd be fine putting on a short position. Maybe we're going to get down to this area that I've marked, which is 12.17. But, you know, there's a very good chance that we can take out Friday's low, which was at 12.70. But the great thing about this is that you know where you're wrong. If it starts to go even slightly above this line, give it 20 ticks. But if it does, but look at all this overhead resistance up at the 1350, right up to the 1400s. I mean, seriously, we're below here, and I think on any rally at all at the moment, you are selling to that 55 period average, which is coming in at 1404. No surprise there then. Good luck. I'll catch you later.